I just made $121,519 on this latest flip and I never saw it. I never spoke to a seller. I never went to Home Depot or even spoke to a contractor. I had my team handle the entire project while having many others on the go as well. In this video, I'm going to share with you all of the secrets that I use to make millions of dollars per year in real estate while walking you through this project step by step, showing you what we did and why we did it. Let's get into it.
Find something you like to do it every day, and you will never work a day in your life.
So first things first, we bought this property way under market value, which is so crucial when you're flipping real estate. The mistake so many people make is thinking they can just buy any deal on the MLS, and what that really means is they're not running a real business generally, because buying properties on the MLS is easy picking. Everybody has kind of free access to it, and that's what lazy investors do. So what we do is marketing campaigns. We do sending flyers to people. We do online Facebook ads, everything that you probably already know and you've probably seen in your own personal mailbox. We're those people. So this really allows us to get smoking deals because sellers call us directly, kind of saying, hey, I got your flyer. I'm interested in selling my house. What can you do for me? And the properties we're generally buying are not properties that you would typically find on the MLS where they're just like in okay condition. We're buying houses that typically like nobody would ever buy unless they're a savvy investor like us. So they're hoarder houses, like the kitchen's falling apart, ceilings are falling in on themselves. They're disgusting. Those are the houses we really want to buy. Because when it comes down to it, we need to fill a need for the seller. So we need to buy kind of the unsellables. So when we're speaking to these sellers, we're like, yo, this house is never going to sell on the market with a realtor.
And they're like, yeah, I know. That's why I called you, right?
So that we can get it way under market value because we're providing so much convenience to the seller. You can leave all your shit behind, which is the main reason they would never want to put this on the market and have their neighbors walk through or have the pictures taken, especially, and have them online. So when we walk in, we're like, yeah, don't worry about this. Like, we've seen this a million times before. You should see the house I bought last week. Way worse than this. Like, these are things we tell them and they're all true. So like, we're making them feel super comfortable. It's convenient, all cash offer. Don't worry about it. Just take your purse or like whatever else you want to take, walk out the door. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of all the rest. And this is really the key to running a real flipping business. Now, doing all this marketing that I'm talking about is very expensive, especially in Canada, where we don't have access to all the lists that, you know, flippers and stuff have in the US, where you can literally just see who's 90 days late on their mortgage payment, who hasn't paid their taxes. Like, that's all public information. You can just Google online. We don't have that. So in Canada, we got to like do blasting marketing to find those people who are late on their mortgage payment.
Oh yeah!
So it's way harder to find those deals, which means it costs so much more money because we got to blast all that marketing out. So if you want to be a real flipper, especially in Canada, you got to buckle up, because I won't say too much on these free videos. If you're in the Insiders Club, obviously, or my coaching calls, like whatever, I'll tell you it all. But we're spending over $30,000 a month. I won't say the exact amount because it's even more than that. And that's what it takes to flip in Canada and run a real business. Now, so few people can do that, obviously. So if you're able to and you're a savvy investor and you've been doing this for a while, you have a leg up because nobody's doing this. So how this deal came about is we sent out all the marketing. A seller called us. So my acquisition manager is going to meet the sellers, write the offers, all the stuff. Like, I don't know what's going on because I'm dealing with other stuff. I'm shooting videos like this, raising capital. That's my job as the CEO of my real estate investing business. So my acquisition guy went, met with the seller, closed the deal, and we got a smoking ass deal because this house was kind of disgusting. So the second thing to making a huge profit like this on your flips is to know that the market is changing. So what we're finding, and sellers, especially in Southern Ontario and Canada, are saying, well, the market is still hot. I'm seeing it on the newspapers. You know, like the housing market has gone up 15% since its lows. And we're like, yeah, you're right. Houses are still flying off the shelves. Totally right. But only if they're fully renovated and they look like an HGTV magazine. Those houses, yes, are flying off the shelves. Your house would never sell on the market. You know, it's nice, it's livable, but let's be real, man, it's not renovated. Like, people still got to come in here and spend 50K, 100K, whatever, to make it look like an HGTV magazine. Buyers can't afford to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars on these renovations, even like 30, 40, 50 grand. They can't spend it because the mortgage rate is so high.
The rent is too damn high.
Buyers are thinking, especially first-time buyers, if I buy this house, like 40, 50% of our household income is just going to the fucking mortgage. So if you expect me to come in here and spend another 50 grand, you're out of your mind. I'm gonna go buy that house down the street, Mr. Fruitful's house, because it's fully renovated. So again, this is what we're telling sellers, and it's totally true. A couple of years ago, in the hype of the market, was buying, you know, a shitty house and just sweeping it out and maybe doing a paint job on the walls and selling it still as a piece of shit, but it was livable. Those are called wholesales, and we did a bunch of them, dude. I was killing wholesales. Some of my biggest profits in terms of like return on investment, how fast we made these profits, we're killing it in wholesales. I'd sweep it out, I get the guys to take out all the shit, all the couches, just get rid of it, and I would immediately list it on the market like three days later, and I'd make like 30, 40, 50 grand. So that was worth it. Investors that are doing wholesales today are running into a wall because they're finding nobody wants to buy these like half shitty houses anymore. They want to buy fully renovated properties. So if you're a fruitful style flipper, and if you have the Fruitful course where I just give you my entire renovations list, I give you the baseboards we use, the flooring we use, the colors on the wall, the taps, the light fixtures, I give you everything, dude, so your flips look exactly like mine. So what did we buy? We bought a townhouse in London, Ontario, about 2 hours from Toronto, if you know where that is. So it was just like a 1970s townhouse, which, oh my God, are my favorite properties to renovate right now, because any house that's like a first-time buyer house, so an apartment, a townhouse, or a small detached house, those are selling like crazy because you have first-time buyers who still want to buy houses like crazy, but you also have second-time buyers who maybe got screwed, you know, buying at the peak and they have to sell maybe at a loss or whatever, so they're downsizing. So at the front door, we ripped out whatever was there, I can't remember, shitty tile or flooring, and we put in this cool, funky tile. And it's super cool, it's funky, and it's kind of Gen Z, millennial. And these first-time buyer houses, who's buying them? Obviously, right? So they're millennials or Gen Zs, and they want some funky stuff. And we also took down a wall separating the kitchen and the living room. So right when you walk in the front door, you got this now sweet eyesight of the whole place, open concept, which again is what people want nowadays. And we got that nice classic Fruitful beige vinyl laminate floor that is like super good price. Again, that is in the course. You get all of that. Of course, every single house of ours pretty much looks the exact same. We'll change out a couple little accent things depending on if we're doing like a townhouse, which is more urban and, you know, younger, or if we do like a century house that we're flipping right now, downtown Kitchener. It's a more, you know, century Victorian house. We're gonna change and tweak a couple little colors, but generally our houses look the exact same. So it's super easy for my team, super easy for my project manager. The whole crew knows what this house is gonna look like. And then we added a fireplace. My project manager actually suggested, now when you walk in the front door, you have this nice eyesight and it kind of looked empty and boring. So she's like, hey, why don't we do like this cool custom fireplace look? It'll look cool when you walk in the front door. I was like, cool, man, do it, let's do it. She drew it up and it turned out amazing. And then the staging, of course. Staging is super important. So we're switching out the couch. We're switching out a lot of the art. I think almost all of the art we're gonna switch out. Get some blankets and some more cool pillows just to make it look a little more zhu. Because the past couple years, we've been getting a little lucky, to be honest. You could stage a house with a fucking broomstick in the middle and it would still sell. So now, you know, the market's changing. We gotta make it look a little more fancy. Yeah, boy. This property sold super fast within the offer week on offer day. I got 9 offers because we're all about quality and we're all about kicking everybody's ass. So the mistake so many flippers make is not staging, but nowadays, man, you gotta stage because buyers just can't picture anything. Let's be real, they're millennials or even younger Gen Zs, and they're dumb. They don't know what to look at, so you need to like literally put it in their face, go, this is the living room, this is where the Christmas tree goes. Like they have to see it and touch it and see the furniture, and then it all makes sense, and it just kills your flips. Like staging costs you probably like 3 grand per flip, give or take, but it'll literally it could add 10, 15, 20,000 to the price, because even a nice fully flipped house, when it's empty, it just looks smaller. People can't see it because there's always little mistakes on your flips. Let's be real, the guys are running quick because we're investors, so the caulking on the baseboard maybe just isn't right. Maybe they missed a brush stroke in the corner of the wall, whatever. The staging really covers up like everything because the eyes just go right to the furniture, to the fireplace, to the TV, to where the Christmas tree is gonna go. People just focus on that and they kind of look over maybe a little dent on the floor, a little dent on the door. They just look over all that. So in the kitchen, it's a pretty tiny kitchen because it's a townhouse, so we totally gutted what was there. I can't remember, we'll see in the video. But we put in a new shaker kitchen, which is kind of the Fruitful special. Most of our kitchens are this white shaker style. It's modern, it's kind of timeless. It'll always be a nice kitchen, and it looks pretty sweet on the 3D drawing, but that's where the times are going, so we'll see. And again, all those kind of things would be updated in real time in the Fruitful renovation course. But for right now, we did this nice shaker kitchen look sweet. We put the quartz countertops on like we always do. And we did the undermount sink, which is super, super important. Doing an overtop sink, especially on a quartz countertops, is a huge design no-no. Everybody loves that undermount sink, and we do black, so it stands out, super modern. No one really does a black undermount sink, although a lot of you are starting to copy me and do it more. And one thing I want to focus on is the stove. Get the flat stove, please. Do not do the stove with the stupid backsplash with the big knobs up here. Bruh. Costs like $100-200 more for a different model. When you have a nice backsplash, and what we typically do on our higher end kind of more houses, we do the quartz countertop counters and we run it up the wall. Because it's a nice little townhouse and it's more urban and trendy, we want to do a cool little mosaic backsplash. But again, you want to keep that eyesight going. And moving upstairs to the upstairs bathroom, we left the shower surround kit because it was in pretty good condition, so that was cool. Still looked good, still looked modern-ish, so we kept that and we gutted the rest of the bathroom. And what I mean by gut, so we installed some new tile in the bathroom, a new nice modern vanity, easy peasy out, moving on. So the bedrooms kind of keep the flow going. We got that nice blonde beachy floor that we always do, the nice 6-inch flat stock baseboards, the 2-panel doors. I feel like I'm giving away some of my secrets here, but you can see it on the video here. That is the FRUITFUL style. People love it. And again, we got the office looking all cool, the kids room with the stuffies, and the master bedroom. People know exactly what the rooms are, and they can picture what their life is gonna look like. Now moving down to the basement, we actually got pretty lucky because the seller already did the ceilings with the pot lights. So that's something we would always do, is kind of rip the basement apart, put the pot lights, because the 1970 vibes are always in the basement. You got the boob lights or the old shitty pot lights, or even worse, like the school ceiling tiles. So they already did it for us. That saved us a bunch of money. So we finished the walls, finished the floors, and then that laundry room, dude. This is something the FRUITFUL team is doing on almost every single flip, is like finishing the laundry room. Because we're always thinking about marketing and like, how do we level up from the other investors? The reality is people want kind of every inch of their home to look finished and nice. So we finished laundry room, nice cabinets, countertops over the washer and dryer. Are you kidding me, dude? But that's what we do now, and it looks dope. So let's break down the numbers now that I've showed you the entire house and get into what you probably really want to know. So the numbers are on the screen. We bought this townhouse for $170,000. Such a good fucking price. If this house was on the market, it would have sold for way more. When I posted this on Instagram that I bought a townhouse in London for 170, people went fucking nuts. How's that possible? FRUITFUL team, that's why. So we bought the house for 170 grand. Land transfer tax was $1,425. That's a government tax. If you're the US citizen watching this, that's how the government steals our money.
We have water bottles out of a plastic,
Lawyer fees to close, about $1,800. Property taxes, holding costs, utilities over the course of the renovation, give or take about $2,000. We always budget high on that. Renovations was $112,455 grand. You saw it, we did completely everything. Oh, one thing we also did is we converted from baseboard heaters to gas furnace and AC. Must. Never sell a house. Don't fucking sell anything with electric baseboard heaters. It'll never sell. Financing costs for the 6 months of holding it from close to close was $24,000 to my private lender. Cha-ching, you made some money. Good for you. Lawyer fees to sell it, another $1,500. Realtor fees for the buying agent. I'm a realtor. I list it for free. Yeah, that's why I'm a realtor, really only for our flips, but I gotta pay the other person $10,170. We're into the deal for $323 grand. We just sold it a couple days ago from filming this video for $445 grand. Firm, 3-week closing, boom. Total profit, $121,519. So you're probably thinking, well, how did you raise the money for this, Matt? How'd you get the mortgage? How are you doing all these flips? And the reality is, I don't use banks at all, really, for flips because I just wanna get away from the banks. They're too slow, too many hoops to jump through, especially in Canada. It's a gong show.
We like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
So the only way you can really be a true successful flipper is to get money from other investors. Now, it sounds easier said than done, right? And you're probably wondering, well, Matt,
how did you do that? How did you raise the money, the 445 grand just like this to do that, and your other flips?
Like, we got like 4 or 5 flips on the go at any given time. I got like $2-3 million floating around from private lenders. And how we do that, as I always say, is from branding on social media, from marketing. So I'm not going to conferences or meetups and shaking hands and trying to do my pitch. If that's the 1980s way of doing business, it used to work. It's transactional. I'm a millennial. I have a young son. I'm an introvert. So even before all that, like I don't want to leave the house, dude, if I don't have to, okay? This is how I raise all that money. I do these videos. I set the tone. I am the authority. I show what I've done in real estate investing. And the followers follow me on Instagram and YouTube here, and they say, man, Matt knows what he's doing. You know, I'm just gonna give him my money and just make a return on it. I raise the money. People jump on my private lending list, which if you want to, it's in the link below. If you wanna lend to us on our flips, you just easily join that list. And when we find a property that we have closed on, I send out a list. Hey guys, I just bought 123 Main Street in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. Here it is. We're gonna do this and this and this. I need 500 grand. Who's in? Joey lends 100 grand. Sarah does 200 grand. Stacy does 300 grand. And there we go. I pull it together. I buy the house cash with the lawyers. If you get my course, Unlimited Cash, it is not hard because I teach you exactly what I do on a daily basis in order to get these JV partners and these lenders to come to me. They come to me. I get messages daily in my email, on my Instagram DMs, on the comments here on YouTube. I've written the blogs. I've written the books. I've done the videos. It's not gonna happen overnight, but it will happen. 6 months to a year, I tell people, if you do this, if you make one video a week on YouTube and a couple little Instagram posts or whatever of what you're doing, over 6 months to a year, you're gonna notice people are gonna start messaging you, your friends, your family, your acquaintances outside your social circle, throwing money at me saying, I've been following you for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 months. Get that course on Unlimited Cash. I'll teach you everything, dude. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the flip. And if you want to become an Insider Club member, VIP, where you can get coaching from me direct, I am there to help you and move you and push you to actually succeed. I'll see you in the next video.